Alright, let's do a pack one pick one with the Core Set 2020 pack we opened the other day. So removing the token in the land. First off, we have Anticipate, a 2-mana instant. Look at the top three, put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom. These cards are usually okay. You like okay picking them, but you end up really not playing them. I mean, it looks useful on paper, but usually like I'll grab one or two, but I end up not playing them, so it doesn't stick out right off the bat. Unholy Indenture. Usually cards like these where you enchant something and it comes back. Not too high on these either, because it doesn't do anything when it comes into play. And it's like telegraphed, right? Like if you enchant your own creature, they're gonna not try to kill it or not block it. Sometimes that's useful, but not. It doesn't have a whole lot of impact right off the bat. Inspiring Captain, usually a card you want in an aggressive deck, and it's usually okay in like a mid-range deck too. You just curve it out, get in some good damage. It's okay, it's playable. I have my eye on it for now. Bone Splinters is solid removal, definitely playable. It is at a steep cost, better in token decks or maybe aggressive decks where you have a bunch of little creatures you don't care about as much. Maybe not first pickable, but if in the right deck, it's good. Gorging Vulture, usually a little iffy on cards where you mill yourself if you don't have like any sort of recursion or graveyard theme, because if you like mill your bombs, you just feel so bad. So I don't know, but 3-mana 2/2 flyer can gain some life. It has its uses. I mean, me personally, I don't really like self-mill cards unless I have a heavy graveyard theme, because even if I have some graveyard theme, like if I mill my recursion spells, then that just also feels bad, right? So let's see. Scorch Spitter, 1-mana 1/1, pings the player or planeswalker it's attacking. Not too great, but if I have an aggressive deck, I'd pick it later in the draft. Certainly not first pickable. Brightwood Tracker, 4-mana 2/4, so decent blocker. 6 mana for its activated ability. Little slow, but a good mana sink. Draws you a card if it is a creature. There's a chance to whiff, but if most decks are mostly creatures, so kind of useful. A little weak on the stat side of things, so I wouldn't want it right away. Dagger Sail Aeronaut, 4-mana 3/2 flying on your turn. Usually 4-mana 3/2 flyers, you play them because they're like usually blue, maybe white, or like white and something else. But in red, it's okay. Yeah, because you usually play 4-mana 3/2 flyers or 4-mana 3/3 flyers, so this is higher in my pick list, I guess. Octo Prophet, solid 3/3, Scries 2, useful, probably a little better than I think it is. It's average stats, but I kind of think of it, I'm comparing it to the 1/3 that Scries 2, Omen Speaker. So for 2 more mana, it gets +2/+0. So in that sense, this card doesn't look or feel as good, but it's okay. Certainly playable. Infuriate, a little worse giant growth. Combat tricks, usually not high on picking them, certainly not first pickable. And Infuriate, I mean, I'd want it in aggressive deck, but outside of that, maybe not, because it's only good for attacking, maybe blocking, because it does give toughness, but yeah, not too high on it. Scuttlemutt, this is a 3-mana 2/2 mana dork, more than it is for the other ability. I guess if protection comes up, it'll have its use, but yeah, it's probably a mana dork most of the time, and that's okay. And it's an artifact, so it can fit into any deck. So have my eye on this right now. Fencing Ace, 2 mana, 1/1 double strike. If without combat tricks or enchantments, I probably don't want this card. And then, generally speaking, I don't like combat tricks or auras, so it's hard to draft this card for me, because I would have to be very dedicated, like a very good reason to play red-white, or like red-white is definitely open. Otherwise, I wouldn't be picking Fencing Ace. Chandra Spitfire, 3 mana, 1/3 flying. If you deal non-combat damage, becomes a 4/3 until end of turn. Or actually, each instance of non-combat damage, it gets bigger. So, kind of prowess-ish, but only for burn spells. And without any burn spells, it's just a bad 1/3 flyer. Yeah, I would probably want a couple burn spells before picking this up. And Temple of Mystery is the rare, which kind of feels bad, but you pick it or you play it if you're already in green-blue, or if you're trying to splash. Scry 1 is usually useful, but definitely not first pickable. So let's review what we have. So not Anticipate, not this. Maybe the Captain. Bone Splinters I would kind of want later. Gorging Vulture, I'm pretty low on it. Scorched Spitter, not really. Maybe Brightwood Tracker, maybe Dagger, Sail, Aeronaut, Octoprophet. These are all 4-drops that do different things and fit in different decks. But they feel okay picking, probably not Infuriate. Scuttlemutt's okay, not Fencing Ace, not the Spitfire, not the Temple. So between the 4-drops and Scuttlemutt, little tough. I can probably rule out Inspiring Captain, because it kind of fits in every deck, but I don't want it that much. I think I actually would just take Scuttlemutt. It doesn't commit to a color, and it just fits in every deck. Ramp is always good. I guess it doesn't fit in aggressive decks, but you're not too mad at top decking a 3 mana 2/2. Yeah, I think that would be my first pick, Scuttlemutt. What do you guys think?